This is Abhishek Sengupta. Today, we are taking up a topic called investments. Now, in order to explore this subject, we have with us Mr. Kaushik Mitra, the founder of InIdeas FinServe. This is Abhishek Sengupta. Now, today we are taking up a topic called investments. Now, investment is a very common term nowadays, but most of us do not get deep into this subject. Now, in order to explore this subject, we have with us Mr. Kaushik Mitra, the founder of InIdeas FinServe, who has helped many people organize their investment portfolio, has helped in investment related matters to many people. He has even worked in various financial companies in senior posts. Mr. Mitra, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thanks for having me over.
Well, I'm going straight to the questions. Investment. Investment is a very common term. Wherever we see, we find the word investment, invest here, invest there. But most of us do not know what is this investment all about. The first thing first, what I want to know from you, what is investment in most simple terms, and why investment is essential for a person? Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Abhishek. See, investments in very simplistic term is maybe an economic activity which is done with the aim of generating some returns or profits from that, right? So, and basically investments can be both economic and non-economic. We have all heard our parents saying that we have invested a lot of time and energy behind you to help you grow up and all. So as we enter into our working life or as we start earning money, so we as laymen or we as general investors, we try to deploy the money somewhere which would get us something in return, which would help us plan our finances better. So investments is basically an economic activity which people carry on in order to generate returns out of those activities. Now, investments as a term is very broad based. So investments may cover investments in insurance, investment in mutual fund, investment in other economic activities like direct stock investing. So it's a very broad term, but generally speaking, why, if you ask me why investment is necessary for an individual, well, investment is necessary for an individual because it, one, helps him in organizing his finances well, two, helps him to plan his life stage events, three, maybe plan for his retirement, four, plan for his unforeseen contingency like hospitalization and other medical emergencies which may crop up. So investments would probably help him at different life stages, what we broadly say as life stage planning.
Well, I think that is a very, very essential thing for all of us because, first of all, you said it gives us a return, definitely. Everyone wants their money to grow either in some way or other so that we can meet our daily expenses, we can plan our retirement, as well as we can handle the inflation and devaluation of money. So I think it's a very good pointer which we got. Now, this takes me to my second question. Investment has got many forms. There are traditional way of investment, which we have seen our parents and grandparents doing this, and as well as there are new age investment which we keep hearing, invest here, invest there, get compounding, etc., etc. Now, what I want to know from you is what is the basic difference between them and how should one choose between them, because we cannot have the new age investment completely as well as we cannot have the traditional investment full in our portfolio. So just a basic thing we would like to know. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, basically by traditional investments, Abhishek, we mean in India probably insurance maybe, or investing monies in fixed deposits, investing money in PPF. So you have to understand basically the first and foremost drawback with investors out in India is that there is very minimal level of financial literacy. When we grow up and when we study through our schools and colleges, we are not taught about how to handle our finances, how to make best use of the monies which we would be probably earning when we would be working, right? So traditionally, the investment ideas which we get have been passed on from the earlier generation and all. When you first start working, your parents may say, okay, why don't you do a fixed deposit, or why don't you do a recurring deposit with a bank? And unfortunately, in India, the most missold product has been insurance. Insurance is a traditional investment product, and insurance traditionally has been sold as investment, which is basically a very wrong concept. Insurance typically is your contingency planning, how you handle your risks which may arise in future. So it cannot be an investment product per se. But traditionally, and people with less knowledge about investments used to use insurance as investments. But coming to your second part of the question, the good part is that the financial literacy in India is slowly coming up. People are more aware of the different avenues of investment where they can put in their money and earn an return which will take care of the inflation. Traditionally, when we invested, we didn't take into account that there is a term called inflation. So if the inflation is 7% per annum, your 100 rupees becomes 93 rupees by the end of the year. So it doesn't stand at 100 rupees. So people used to conveniently ignore that fact and invest with the traditional investment products. But nowadays, we have understood that we need to take care of our inflation first. If we are not earning something which takes care of the inflation, we are actually eating up into our own capital. So people now have started investments in equities, directly into equities, or indirectly through mutual funds or other insurance products which are market related, which would give a kicker in the return, not the traditional endowment plans. People have started investing in real estate as an investment. People have gone in management services. People have even started investing in cryptocurrencies, which is a electronic form of investment into currencies. So there are different types of non-traditional investments which have come up, which helps a person in handling primarily the inflation part of it and generate an alpha which would take care of his future goals. Over to you, Abhishek.
Okay. Now, the second part of the question was, how should a person choose between the traditional investment and the new age investment, or can one have the portfolio with mix and match of both type of investments?
See, to answer the question simplistically, it would typically depend on the risk profile of the investor. What we essentially do is that when we meet an investor, we typically try to understand how comfortable with is the person in taking up a financial risk, right? So like if you as an investor, you invest say 10,000 at the start of the year, will you be comfortable seeing your money go down to 9,500 by the end of the year, right? Typically no one likes to see their monies coming down. And this risk profile varies as per the investor class depending upon their age and all. So an investor at a lower age category may be prone to taking higher risks with their investments in lieu of the long-term high returns. Okay, because traditionally if you see investment in equities either directly or through mutual fund route can be very volatile in the short run due to the market fluctuations. So the investments can come down. But as I said, people are not comfortable seeing their money's investments coming down. So people have traditionally chosen the traditional investments which would give them a fixed return, which we say a coupon. Like your FD carries a fixed rate of return, maybe 6%. 6.5% per annum. So you know that your 100 rupees will be 100 rupees and you're earning 6 rupees on that or a 6.5 rupees on that. So how do someone chooses between a traditional and a non-traditional investment is typically how he communicates clearly with his advisor. It's the role of the advisor to understand the risk appetite of the person who's investing. Or typically what we say, it's basically an asset allocation. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. So it cannot be all your traditional products and all non-traditional products. So it should be a prudent mix of both traditional and non-traditional products, which would typically depend on the risk profile of the investor and the age also, life stage in which the investor is starting to invest on that. So both ways. It has to be a prudent mix of both traditional and non-traditional forms of investment.
Well, a lot of good pointers we got. First of all, is that the traditional investments doesn't take care of the inflation, as you have said. That inflation eats up. I must say, it's a silent monster which keeps on eating our money, keeps on
Right.
eating our investments, etc., etc. So, likewise, the traditional investment do not take care of that to that extent. But the new age investment, you said at times because of market volatile situation or whatever you take it as. Temporarily it can go down in valuation, and of course no one wants that. So depending on the risk profile, depending on the age, one can select between the traditional and non-traditional ways of investing. It's a very good pointers we got. Well, that was a wonderful session with Mr. Kaushik Mitra, and if you would like to connect with Mr. Kaushik Mitra, I'll give the link using which you can connect with him. Well, that's all for today. We'll be back with many such episodes. Thank you so much, Mr. Mitra, once again for being a part of this
Thank
show.
you, Abhishek. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Stay tuned, stay connected. Have a great day.